Good morning. How's everyone this morning? It is June 29th. Happens to be my birthday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. And, it's a day for me because I'm celebrating it physically alone without my sister. I meditated this morning when I got up though, and that was really nice. It was really good. Ignore my hair. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and I haven't done it yet. But I wanted to, it's a mess. I don't care. It's raw. But I wanted to come on and do a video for today, especially today, and show that I'm having definite thoughts and feelings, but good and bad. It's not like it's, like it has been the past few years, which has just been like, I stay in bed and don't, deal with anything. Yesterday was kind of hard too. Yesterday I had a couple of conflicts with my family, with my babies, my children and stuff like that, which I'm not going into details, but, it was definitely just conflicts that I just felt like that's the, is it really that serious that you're crying at this point in time when you're having a conversation? And that to me was just the pain body speaking again, and me and my ego coming back into the mix of things. Like, my feelings are hurt. I'm hurt. And I had to realize that last night when I went to bed. I was like, that was your opportunity to grasp your ego, but I guess my ego's still there, and I don't think it's still there for work, but definitely more personal. I think it's having a difficult time letting go. So that's something that I'm aware of, like we talked about, become aware of it, and then stay in the now, stay in the present, not the past, and not past feelings and not future feelings, just staying in the now, saying, okay, this is what you're going through now, so on and so forth. It's really not as big as you're feeling it to be, so that's definitely something that I will be conversating with my children. But as I'm sitting here this morning, I turned on Eckhart Tolle TV. I don't know if you guys are aware. First of all, you know that one of the books that I absolutely love is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And his book, he has like an Eckhart Tolle TV on YouTube, which I subscribe to. And the first thing that came up this morning was dealing with conflicting thoughts. And as I'm listening to it, it's a 20-minute video. But as I was listening to it, I'm like, you know what, this would be a good share on my video, because we all deal with conflicting thoughts. And this woman gets on there and she's like, I'm feeling, to where one thought is like yes and the other thought is no, and it's going back and forth, blah, 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 blah. What do you do with those conflicting thoughts? So I'm going to press play and let you guys listen to it, which I think is really cool. And okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. We're going to try and see if you can see it. Maybe I have to
Okay, so I always have this desire to know, which I know may not be very correct all the time, like based on what you have been saying, but still, I always feel comfortable if I know what's going to happen, especially about important things in my life. And whenever there's a situation, let's say it's work or like an emotional relationship, one side of my mind is like, this is not going to work out, blah, blah, and the other side is, yes, it's going to work out, no, yes, no. And all day long, seriously, I'm doing something, and in my mind, they're going to lay you off. No, they're not going to lay her off. No, they're going to lay her off. No, no. It seriously comes to a point of losing my mind. Sometimes I know it so strongly, so I can calm myself down. So I just wanted to ask you, how can I know what's the right answer? What's the voice of intuition? Like, how do I know the voice of intuition instead of this fighting?
Okay. Well, I believe many people recognize your question. It's a pattern in the human mind, and perhaps in you it's stronger than in some, who knows, but it's in many people's minds. So it's, of course, the answer is and this is your challenge, is not trying to figure out which of these voices is the right one. That's not it. It's to discover within yourself that space that is not the voice, that space of awareness. So that you can only practice that while it happens. There's that voice, and then there's the other voice. And who is aware of these voices? You don't need to answer that question. I'm just putting it out. Don't answer it, because there's no answer. There's only a direct realization of it within yourself. There's no external answer, because if you give an answer, that's another voice. So this is a question that you should not answer in words. So I'm asking again, who is it in you? Who or what? There's something in you that is aware of these different conflicting voices. There is an awareness, otherwise you wouldn't know that there is a voice. Now the voice these are thought formations. These are energy, every thought is an energy field, and each thought formation wants to draw your attention, suck it up into itself. Come here. And the other one says, no, come here. These are like little, this may sound a little spooky, but it's not spooky. What you can regard as thought almost as an entity, not a physical entity, but as an energetic entity, and that lives there. It has a lifespan, and some thoughts persist for a long time, and certain thought patterns are also entities that can shift, take on one form and then another form and another form. So you have, every thought is a little entity or energy field. It wants your identification with it. It wants to draw all your attention in, because the more attention get drawn in, the more it grows. It wants to grow. It wants to, like everything, doesn't want to disappear. So it's for you to know when this happens, who am I? You are you this voice or that voice? No, you are aware of the voice, all these voices. And that is the place where you go, so that from that place of aware presence, the voices are no longer disturbing you. You recognize them as only a voice. This is not important whether you go this way or that way, or whether something is going to work out or something is not going to work out. You don't know that. Your responsibility is to be present, which means to disidentify from the voices. And my first recommendation is, when these conflicting voices come, trying to figure out whether something is going to work out or not work out. You don't know, and the voice doesn't know. It's just pretending to know. One voice pretends to know that it's not going to work out. The other one pretends to know that it is going to work out. They don't know. So, once you know that they don't know, then you don't place so much importance on these voices. They're just like people around you. Let's imagine that each voice is a person. One person stands on your left and tells you something. The other person stands on your right and tells you something. But they're just ignorant. They just try to come up with something. So if these people were around you, would say, go away. I don't need to listen to this. All I need is to embrace the only thing I ever have in my life, which is this moment. I need to honor and give my fullest attention to this moment. And if I honor and give my fullest attention to this moment rather than to this voice that does that and the other voice that does that, then I can be sure that things are going to work out. Now, one way or another. So if there's a new relationship that you go into, of course it's going to work out. Either you'll stay together and you'll be happy for a while, or you won't. But even if you don't, you have learned something. You have learned that certain patterns don't work, or certain humans that come into your life may not. Everything is a lesson. In that sense, there's no failure. Everything works because everything is something you grow in consciousness. And to figure out, for example, what people ask, what am I supposed to do in life? I still don't know. What is my real life mission? What am I supposed to do? So, and sometimes they become paralyzed because there's so many possibilities and I just can't make up my mind. Which way am I going to go? This way or that way? And then you sit there for a long time. I could go that way. And then the mind brings up more thoughts, but if I go that way, then those things may happen. No, I better try it that way. But if you just become present, then rather than looking for an answer through the movement of thought, there's never any real answer that you arrive at through the movement of thought. You have to become present first. Then at some point, a thought may come that has a different energy field to it, a thought that you feel, yes, that's it. Then it's no longer a thought that's maybe, maybe not. There's a certain realization that comes that may finally take the form of a thought. When I was living in Europe, in England, one morning I woke up and I felt for some reason I have to leave. Didn't know why, but the thought was so strong and it never went away. There wasn't another thought that said, no, maybe I should stay. And that thought came out of presence. So the question is, what really matters here is realizing that you are not this voice or that voice. You are something deeper. You are the awareness or the presence. And the awareness or the presence recognizes the voice as just a voice in the head, doesn't believe it's absolutely right, and sees it's relatively unimportant. Who am I is a vital question, and ask yourself that, and that will drive you deeper. Who am I? You are the presence, but you can only realize that for yourself. One recommendation I have when these voices start up again, consciously choose not to follow that voice or that voice, but to place your attention into the inner energy field of your body. That frees you from the otherwise crazy self-talk in the head. It's crazy, that self-talk. It's nothing personal. It's a human thing. Almost everybody has it. But it's crazy, especially when there's no aware presence underneath it, or you don't know it there is, but you haven't discovered it. So when you get beginning of when confusion arises in your mind, go realize there is no answer there. Place attention into the. Have you been able to do that? Placing attention into the inner energy field of the body.
Yeah, that's why sometimes I know for sure, like you said, but then, especially recently, this argument started.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yes.
Now, so it's very, and the thing is, but I don't know. I have to give this up, but I have this desire to know also, which is a bit annoying.
Yes. Very good. I thank you. Very honest. Many humans have that also. Yes, it is annoying. But you have to be, on the one hand, of course, on one level, you want to know. It's understandable, and there is a place for that. But there is another dimension where you need to become comfortable with not knowing. That's the being dimension. Then in the doing dimension, yes, sometimes you need to figure things out, especially on the practical level of life. On the practical level of life, you can't figure out on that level, what is my destiny, who am I? Those things you cannot figure out on that level where you figure things out mentally. There you have to go into a place of not knowing. That's the being dimension. So don't move only in the dimension of trying to figure things out about your life, about situations you're in, about other people. There is a place for figuring things out, but a more important place is to embrace the state of not knowing, which of course implies the state of not thinking, where there's simply an aware presence. And there's a deeper knowing there that has nothing to do with working anything out mentally. That's the place of wisdom. So you need to be able to operate on the human level, which is the level of figuring things out mentally. Of course, there are situations when you need that, at work, etc. But you also need to have access to the deeper dimension. That's the most vital thing in a human life, to have found that dimension within. And that is not operate through figuring anything out mentally. It's actually the opposite of that. It's relinquishing thought. And that's almost frightening to the human self that relies on thought, that has built up an identity based on thought. It's sometimes frightening, and it doesn't want to let you go there, because it believes if you're not constantly trying to work out what your life is all about and figure things out mentally, it believes that your life is going to collapse. If you don't, even in the night, you wake up in the middle of the night and have to worry about your problems. And there's an underlying assumption, if I don't worry about my problems, I'm not taking responsibility for my life and things are going to collapse around me. Of course, the opposite is true. So you are creating a lot of unnecessary turmoil in your life and a lot of unnecessary unhappiness, because 90% of human unhappiness arises not because of situations around them, but because of what your mind is saying about situations in your life. So the unhappiness is caused by certain stories in your mind, not the situation. That was already discovered 2,000 years ago by certain philosophers in ancient Greece. It's not, and so a lot of unnecessary suffering arises there through the human mind. The two dimensions of life. You inhabit the human, as I said before somewhere, you are a human being. I like that expression in English. In a way, the English language does not have a word that includes men and women. well, you can use human as a noun, but the English language, in the past, you would always read about man, and you were supposed to mentally include women in that, but it doesn't sound right. The destiny of man. Well, what about the destiny of woman? In the past, it was supposed to include women, but we don't do that anymore. So we have a human being. And I love that because that shows the two dimensions of who you are. The human dimension, which is the mental, the working out, the physical form, and the being dimension, which is the formless, the stillness, the presence. The two come together. So your challenge is to take your attention away from the mind. Don't try to figure out, not even try to figure out how you can get rid of the voices. There's more voices suggesting how to get rid of the voices. So just easy step. But it needs a minimum of awareness when the voices start up again, that you don't want that. You have to have a minimum of awareness so that you're not immediately totally drawn into the thoughts, the voices. And then they realize it's pointless, I don't want it. And obviously it is, especially if it happens in the middle of the night. What point could possibly be in worrying about anything in the middle of the night? So you don't want it, you don't need it. It's actually even harmful. So I'm getting out of there, you say. I'm out of here. And you place attention start with the hands, feel the energy in your hands. And immediately you're taking attention away from thinking. And there it is. Oh, the hands feel alive. Do the arms, my arms feel alive too. And you don't even need to comment on that, you just feel it. And then the rest of the body, there is a field of aliveness that's actually so much more pleasant than thinking. And that's where you go, and then it becomes an anchor for not thinking. And that is the whole body is participating in the arising of the state of awareness. One could say, every cell is becoming conscious. It's participating in the process of becoming conscious. You can feel the aliveness in every cell of the body. So you don't just become conscious with your head. The presence, the state of presence, involves the entire body. Become conscious, and it's beautiful. And you're out of the head quickly, easily. You just need to be aware that thoughts will try, after a minute or two or three, one thought will try and again try to tell you this is very important and you should think about this. So you need to recognize that and say, okay, I let you go. You don't fight it. Don't fight a thought. Go away, I don't want you. That's another thought. So, no, they're like clouds that drift past, but you are the sky, and this is the sky, the inner space. You're the sky, and the clouds are fine. Let them pass. You don't have to go with every cloud that goes there. And the more you follow the clouds, the bigger the cloud gets. And then another one, no, come here. Oh. So get out of your mind, in other words, that's my answer.
Okay, so that was the end, and I have a trifold right here that goes with my light, but I had to unscrew my light to get, and I didn't think I was gonna do this, so I wasn't really prepared to bring that video in. I will be prepared next time, but because I couldn't have said it any better myself, and I love his analogy of the sky and the clouds. We're the sky, and that was my first time watching it, so it's not like I saw this before, so on and so forth. I will be using that analogy from now on. I'll tell you that. But that was my first time watching it with you. Um, you know, and it's completely true. You know, think of, with all of our thoughts, and everyone has them. You know, everyone has thoughts, and some people are able to ignore their thoughts and keep moving on and keep pushing forward, and then there's other people that just get lost in them. You know, about this and about that, so on and so forth. I'm one of those people. I can get lost in my thoughts, in a very, very, you know, hold on. I was taking a picture of my dog. So, funny story. This is off topic, but this is a funny story. So, my dog, I was meditating this morning right here in this spot. And when I open, after my meditation, after I open up my eyes, and this is what I saw. Okay, Buster was just laying there with me, meditating with me. It was adorable. The second I was done, and I took a picture of him and he was done, he then got up and went to his chair and laid down. So this was like 6 o'clock this morning. So I got up and put a blanket on him. Because he's adorable. He was nice and comfy, and he's been laying there. He's been laying there since 6 o'clock. It was about 6:15 when I was done with my meditation this morning, so it's 8:45 now. He's been laying there ever since. So he went from laying like this to laying now like this. And while we were watching the video, the Eckhart video, I was watching him shift himself to that way. So I'm going to go send this to Herschel because I've been sending him updates on how Buster's been sleeping all morning. That's a little side thing, just so that you guys are aware of what I was doing and why I was taking a picture. Look at Buster now. Anyways, back to our thoughts. See how much thoughts can just go. But that was actually really cute. It's been something I wanted to capture. I've been following him all morning, and I wanted to capture it while it was going on. But the way that he said, the analogy that he used, the sky, and our thoughts are clouds, you know, in our heads, and you just let them pass by, you know. I encourage everyone to use that when you start, you know, these arguments going on up here, you know, and I know I have them a lot. I'm having them less and less with my meditation, with yoga, and I'm being able to understand the power of now. When I read that book, which I still absolutely encourage everyone to read that book by Eckhart Tolle, or listen to it on Audible. It's a very powerful read. I just downloaded another one this morning by Eckhart. It was called, it's a newer one. The Power of Now he did back in, I believe, 1999. This one, Essential Meditations with Eckhart, is 7. Now this one I can't. I know. I don't know everything about copywriting and stuff like that, but I know if you have to pay for something, you're not allowed to show it. So this I cannot let you guys hear, along with the book, The Power of Now, because you got to pay for that. I think that's like copyright things or something. But if it's free on YouTube, I could share it with you. That I know. But Essential Meditations with Eckhart Tolle is about learning how to stay within the gap of words. There's a silence he talks about, and it's being able to meditate while you're working. You know what I mean? Which is the next step that I want to be able to do. That's my own personal goal. to where when I'm in everyday life, not even just at work, but even at home cooking dinner, you know what I mean? Being able to stay in that sort of state of meditation, because that when you meditate and you're in that own, you're in your own meditation world, it, it's it's amazing. There's no thoughts, there's no pain, there's no anything. It's just different lights, that I can see when I'm meditating. It's just different lights and different rays of, floating lights that go everywhere and stuff like that. And it's just, I this is why I preach and encourage meditation everywhere, because it's a definite, a good time with your own self. You know what I mean? Like, you being able to just be still, and it's wonderful. But this book, Essential Meditations, by Eckhart Tolle, is about being able to be still even while working or moving or doing something, so on and so forth. And so I just got it this morning. I haven't listened to it yet. It's a 7-hour listen. I will be listening to it today. And I will give my commentary on it. Well, not commentary, because commentary means that you're talking while the book is reading, and I know I can't do that. So I will give my review on it after I'm done listening to it. But that was, and I mean, this probably goes without saying, but that video that was on Eckhart TV, that was Eckhart talking and stuff like that. And anyone can go on YouTube and listen. I guess I'm just a yawner. I guess no matter what time of day it is, I yawn, because I just yawn. But anyone can go on YouTube and look at Eckhart Tolle TV and be able to watch, different things, and him explaining things. It's crystal clear to me when he does his explanations, and to me it sounds like, oh my God, like I completely understand what you're saying. That's not meaning, somebody else is going to understand it. But that doesn't mean that someone else is going to understand it. But to me, it makes perfect sense. And if you understand it, I encourage you to go on YouTube and absolutely, watch some of his videos. So that's definitely, I would like to definitely say that, we all have conflicting thoughts in our minds. What are some ways that you guys, comment? Like, what are some ways that you guys have been able to deal with yours? If you're still dealing with yours, are you going to take his advice and let the thoughts come and go, going with your inner self energy? And that's what this whole thing is that I'm doing, is learning my inner self energy, working on my inner self energy, and in the process helping everybody else. And I'll definitely share something with you guys. When I started this a couple months ago, and this is before I even did YouTube videos. This was me I did a website, okay, cool. The website's done. I wanted to become an affiliate marketer, and I can be an affiliate marketer, and that's wonderful. Make some extra money, whatever. But what's my niche? What am I supposed to do? How do I become just an affiliate marketer? How does how do people do that? They need something. They need a website. They need to be able to share something with somebody, so on and so forth, with anybody outside who already knows me, yada, yada, yada. So what do I share? What do I share? So I started getting wrapped into, what am I doing right now? Right now I'm on my own little personal journey that, I guess I could share that, right? Which is where this whole thing started. Sharing my personal journey. On a side note, being an affiliate marketer, to market businesses and stuff like that, and getting like a little bit, like some extra money on the side. If it gets me to quit my job at Walmart, great. If not, so be it. It's extra little cheddar over there. To where the first couple weeks with me doing my website and everything, and it was just like, okay, well, no one's buying. I'm not a successful affiliate marketer. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Well, why aren't you selling? What aren't you selling? What are you doing wrong? And the conflicting thoughts started coming up, right? And I was getting very discouraged, extremely discouraged. And I was at work. It was right before I started doing YouTube videos. I wasn't doing YouTube videos at this time. I was just kind of like, going on ClickBank, trying to figure out what I'm doing, watching some videos on how to make extra money. And it was telling me videos on, the American people, and everyone is just, you need to sell them lies, and you need to sell them this, and everyone, go towards their insecurities and stuff like that. These are the videos that I'm watching, and I'm going, I'm not a liar. I don't like liars. And is this really what I'm supposed to be doing just to get some extra money on affiliate marketing? I don't know if I agree with that. It's not something that, what am I trying to share with people? Inner self energy. So our inner self is all about lying and deceiving, and I don't like that. So I stopped watching those videos. I'm like, you know what? I don't like that. But of course the thoughts still kept coming anyways. Like, the thoughts are still there and stuff like that. Well, what are you supposed to do? Like, what are you started this whole thing? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then I started listening to, Eckhart and the Power of Now. And I was at work. I had meditated that morning, and I was at work with Herschel. And just like Eckhart just said in his video, like, when you have the thoughts and you know what the thought that is correct, that just doesn't stop, there is no, there, I'm going to turn up just a little bit. That thought is the thought. That is the correct answer. There is no side other thought. Well, what if? There's no other what if thoughts. There's no other thoughts that take you over here. There's no more clouds, so to speak. Like he said, there was no more clouds. And I was working, I was on the aisle, and I was stocking spaghetti sauce. Because I remember what it was. And it hit me. It hit me. You were missing the point, Erica. The point is that you started this to share a story so you could become an affiliate marketer, so on and so forth. Okay, great. It got bigger than that. At least for me it did. It became bigger than just, making money and quitting Walmart. It became a thing that I really felt like I wanted and needed to do. Like, everyone should be able to feel like I feel, coming from where I came from and what I've been through, so on and so forth. That's the past. Okay, that's the past. But we all start with our past and then realize that we can actually become our bigger selves in the present. So even when Eckhart says, the past, die to the past every day, that's what he says. He says, die to the past every day. Every minute, die to it. Every minute that goes by, die to it. Because it is in the past. Every second, okay, is in the past. But you do have to start from your past, because that's what you know. And the second that you know that your past is gone, you can die to it. Okay, cool. So Erica, you're trying to die from your past. You're trying to die, let go of everything that you've been through, everything that's happened to you, everything that you've already known. And now you are not worried about, you have to also stop worrying about the future. You're learning how to stop, well, this is what I'm going to be in the future. This is what I'm going to strive to be there. Because what you're doing is you're missing what you're doing right now. I look back at my children in their childhood, and I wish that they could go back to being babies as to what I know now, because I feel like I was so like, oh, wait until they learn how to walk, Oh, I can't wait for them to learn how to walk. Well, I missed them being newborns. I missed them being just in my arm all the time, because I was so excited for when my baby was going to walk, and the shoes and the outfits and they're going to hold my hand and we're going to walk together. And then that turned, once they did learn how to walk, then it was like, oh, okay, I can't wait for them to start when they start to run. Ooh, they run, we're going to play tag, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So I didn't look at them walking. Now I'm looking at them waiting for them to run. And I know I can't be the only person that has looked at their children and not taken the time to stand there and just enjoy being in the now. I've always looked at them and been like, oh, I can't wait for them to do this. Oh my God, they're going to be, oh my God, they're going to kindergarten. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait for them to be, and then the toddler stage. Okay, we know that stage we can't wait for them to get out of. But in the stage that is so important, the toddler stage is a very important stage for them. And I feel like I've missed it. I feel like if I could go back and just know what I know now, I could enjoy that instead of being so, I can't wait for them to get out of the stage, the temper tantrums and stuff like that. If I could go back to what I know now, it wouldn't have been that difficult. It wouldn't have been that. So that's when this whole journey of mine turned from being an affiliate marketer to that one thought that was in the sky, that one cloud. Stop worrying about the money. Stop thinking about the future part. Stop thinking about the future part and start enjoying what you're doing right now. That's when the YouTube videos started. So I can agree and give my own little situation that I'm learning just with you guys. I'm learning along right with you guys. This isn't something I've been doing for years and years and years and years and years, and I've been there, done that, blah, 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 blah. No. I'm learning how to do this. And like I said, my original plan was affiliate marketer, get away from Walmart. This is going to be amazing, blah, 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 blah. And it just became so stressful. But you're not making anything, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're buying these ads and stuff like that. And And when it hit me while I was stocking the spaghetti sauce that day, the day that I started my YouTube videos, when it hit me, which actually, I want to know what day that was. Bear with me for a minute. Oh, I'm getting messages on my Facebook. For my birthday. And this one Facebook message I got was from Barbie. She was, she is an amazing, amazing woman. I had the privilege to be in her life for a little bit when she was my co-manager at Walmart a couple of years ago. She's then moved on, and now she's doing her own creativeness, amazingness on the side. And she just wished me happy birthday. So I want to take the time to message her back because she's amazing. Anyways, so let me look and see what my first YouTube video was, because that was the day that I realized when I was stocking spaghetti aisle, when it hit me about what I need to do. It was a week ago. It's only been a week. Something that even... Yeah, it was a week ago. I think was it a week ago today? Tell me the exact date. June 19th. And today's June 29th. That is amazing. I love numbers, by the way. And we're going to have an entire video on angel numbers. Not this video. This video has already got its own little topic. But I do want to do a video on angel numbers. That video, though, we will be doing with Malaysia. Because she is the one that... She introduced me to the angel numbers, which I was, like, blown away. But, again, I'm going to end up going on that topic, and I don't want to. So, just look forward to that video. Anyways, but... it was a week ago when it hit me, and I started my website in May, the end of May. So all these weeks were going by, since the end of May, almost a month. And I was like, I'm not making anything. I'm, blah, 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 blah. All these thoughts are going on. And, what's the point? What's the purpose? Maybe you shouldn't be doing this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but maybe you should. And everything's good. And this is what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 blah. All this clouds in my sky. All these clouds. Until that one cloud, everything else was gone. Stop worrying about the money. Stop worrying about, are you going to be famous? Are you going to, reach out to like a ton of people? Or is a ton of people, so on and so forth. Stop. What do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want? And I want to be able to help people like the way that I have really helped myself. Eckhart Tolle, Deepak Chopra, meditation with the yoga, with understanding that it is self-inflicted. A lot of my things are self-inflicted because I'm so consumed with the past and my ego. We had 2 videos on ego. If you haven't seen it, please go watch them, because the ego is a very, very, very strong entity inside of you that will, is based on your past, is based on all of the things that you have gone through, and, based on your, whether it's culture, religion, whether it's your, past situations, experiences, your ego has been formed. And anytime that you're saying, you know, well, I am mad because of, and I am pissed because, or I hurt my feelings, you hurt my feelings, and stuff like that, you need to check yourself, check your ego, and find out why. Again, if you haven't watched those videos, watch them because they are extremely powerful. Well, I think, but I'm biased. Ego. But I do encourage everyone to use that analogy. Oh, well, let me finish my story. So when it hit me to go home and start doing YouTube videos, and if they get somewhere, they get somewhere. If they don't, you had a good time making them, and you were able to get your thoughts out there, you know, and that's what truly matters to me, to grow for me, you know, on my inner self energy, to clean out all of my energies, or those little energy things that Eckhart was just talking about in that video, how we have these energy synapses in the videos of, I said video, I didn't mean video, how we have energy synapses in our minds saying, you know, they want to attach themselves to your inner self and grow. So these videos that I'm doing is helping me be able to unattach those energies and be able to help me continue on my growth with my journey, because my journey doesn't end at my website, innerselfenergy.net. It doesn't end there. You know, my journey is continuing to grow, but it's growing in the now and not whatever is going to happen 10 minutes from now, 5 minutes from now, 5 years from now. It's not going to, no, it's happening right now. And I need to enjoy it right now. And as I was stocking the Prego spaghetti sauce, I just kept taking the one jar, and it was just flooding, like all of this that I just said was flooding inside. And as soon as I got to the last jar, I stood there and I was like, with the empty package in my hand, going, that's it. That's it right there. Stop chasing. The whole point, Erica, is for you not to be stressing and anxiety building up because you only have 60 followers on TikTok, or you only have a couple people have looked at your website, or do what you know, do what you're learning, and stay in the now, not the present, definitely not the past, and absolutely do not go down the road of thoughts. So I put the empty package on my Topsaw cart, and I ran to Herschel. Of course, I always run to him, because as you guys know, we work together. Same shifts, same days off, you know, and we have a blast. We have so much fun working together. But I ran to his cooler in the meat department, and I was like, I got it. Like, he was, you know, capping his bins and stuff. And I was like, I understand it. I understand. And I was telling him about, you know, what had just happened as I was doing the spaghetti sauce. And he was like, oh my God. I said, yeah, that's me sitting here stressing is causing more anxieties and more thoughts and more doubt. And doubt is a very powerful thing. Once you get that doubt in your head, it's very difficult to get out of that doubt. And I'm like, and here I am getting all this doubt and stressing and anxieties and, you know, so on and so forth, and not being here, living this, watching this baby, because I'm not having any more kids. I'm 44, well, 45. I'm 45 today. Oh my God. I didn't even realize I was 45 today. It's my birthday. I know, but has that ever happened to anybody? Okay, I'm not gonna cry. So I was just saying I'm 44. I'm not. I'm 45. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. It's fine. Well, you guys just shared that with me. That was amazing. That was wonderful. We just shared it together. But I'm 45 and I don't want any more kids. I mean, my kids are wonderful, wonderful, the best people ever that I've ever met in my life. And that could be biased. I don't care. They are the best human beings I've ever met in my life. But I don't want any more. I don't want to, go back. So this is my baby. This right here is my baby. And I'm not enjoying the now with my baby because I've been stressed out for weeks and weeks going, my baby's not growing. I can't wait for my baby to grow. I can't wait to have all these people being with my baby. Just like I couldn't wait for my actual children to walk. But I missed, and don't get it wrong. I mean, I enjoyed their time with their, being a baby and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't fully present in everything because I kept waiting for them to walk, to talk, to run, to stop sucking on a pacifier, to diapers, toddler stage, kindergarten. I can't wait for you to get to middle school, high school. Couldn't wait for those milestones in their life. And, now I have one who's 25. So all those milestones are gone. And do I have memories of them? Yes, I do. But can I really say that I soaked up every single situation? No, I can't say that. I can't. My oldest is 21 and we just celebrated his birthday, his 21st birthday on June 13th. And I could say that I started really being in that now with him. That was a big milestone for him. My next son, he's going to be 15 in October. He's 14 now, and 15 is a big age for him because he's getting ready to start driving. Can I just say I don't like driving with being a parent? Can I just say that? It's the worst thing ever, teaching your children how to drive. But I think with finally understanding what I know now, with the first two, it was bad for me. But I am going to live in the now with my third son, my third child, and really say, live in the now for me, get out of me, and boom, he's going to be 15. We're going to go drive, and that's it. And definitely with my fourth, he's 9. And then now this baby that, with my fourth child, I can know that I remember knowing, obviously situations that we had and different milestones and stuff like that, but I never really was fully present with his either. It was a matter of just waiting for the next one. And I know that now with them being as young as they are, I can actually stay in the now with them and see those milestones fully instead of waiting for the next one. So I hope that that helps whoever is going to be watching this, if they have young ones, to stay in the now with them instead of waiting for the next one. And that goes with any situation. I say kids because obviously kids are the most personal, I feel, in our life. But it's even at a job too, you know, instead of waiting for the next promotion or waiting for the next whatever, you know, stay in the now and fully immerse yourself in, you know why I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing. My 14-year-old, you know, he just graduated from 8th grade. And because I'm all about the now, you know, and he's all about get me the hell away from the school because it's now summertime. I'm like, wait, let's stay right here and let's immerse ourselves. And it was a funny moment between me and him because he's like, let's go, let's walk away now. And I'm like, but no, enjoy the now. You're leaving middle school. You're getting ready to, he's like, my summer has started. I don't care. That was, and I just, that memory just came across my head, which is why I'm laughing. I wanted to share. That was to me, that was really funny. It was a nice memory with my baby. But, even at work, you know, enjoy being in the now and not waiting for something around the corner, you know, something in the future. I am going to be enjoying every single video that I do instead of waiting for, you know, who's going to watch it, how many people are watching it, you know, is this going anywhere, so on and so forth. Because it doesn't matter. I'm watching my baby carefully every single day and watching the now, right now, and not what's going to happen down the road. So, okay, so I think that we are done for the day. I appreciate all of you guys watching this and learning from this and us learning together. Please comment if you have any questions. I'm watching Buster right now get himself more comfortable. You good? You good, buddy? He thinks he's just contemplating right now. Thinking about going back to sleep. That's Buster. Anyways, I want everyone to have a wonderful day. And again, comments are available. Please feel free to leave any. My website, innerselfenergy.net. Go on there. You can leave a reply. Facebook. I'm on Facebook as well. And TikTok. So there's plenty. And my email is innerselfenergy629@gmail.com. So wait, is it 0629 or just 629? I think it's 629. Hold on. I always forget my passwords. Yeah, it's just 629. innerselfenergy629@gmail.com. Okay? All right, you guys have a great day.